Go ahead and get yourself settled in a situation that feels comfortable and easeful. You won't need to see the screen, so you can keep it in view or not. It's mostly just about you being able to hear me. And again, like you being in a space, in an environment that feels relatively comfortable. Just like before, it's always up to you how you choose to sit and where you choose to sit, whether it's on the floor, on your bed, on a chair. If you wanted to sit away versus leaning to back into some support, again, like just find what feels best in this moment, knowing that that could change and that you are absolutely welcome at any point in time to shift and change. But for now, take a moment and just shift around and let yourself settle into this space that you have chosen, that you have cultivated. Taking just a couple easy breaths to let fall away any kind of doing or efforting or holding or trying to make happen. Just allowing yourself to soften, just to soften into the space and into the support that it provides. Maybe taking a deep breath in and out. And just every single exhale, every single breath out, letting your body kind of settle in and sink in that much more. And feeling into the support of your bed, the surface beneath your body. Feeling into that sense of support beneath and behind your body. And noticing how it is there. And there's nothing you need to do to make it be more there, right? That support already here with you, already available to you. And anytime your mind wanders or strays or gets distracted, not a big deal. It's just what minds like to do. And as soon as you notice, you might just bring your awareness back. Bring it back to just that feeling of steady support already here with you, beneath you, behind you, around you. You're just waiting to be remembered that it's here. And having, access to this sense of support, you can stay with it, or you might just take a moment and let your senses awaken to include any sounds that you can hear within your space without strain. The ones that are far and the ones that are near, just coming and going. And you could even take a moment with each of them, just naming them in your mind or just listening on purpose. Just giving, just for a few moments, each sound your attention. And then, having done that, whenever you feel ready, as you breathe out, letting your awareness once again sink down into that feeling of support beneath you, behind you, and around you and within you. And letting the sounds just continue to come and go, passing by like visitors. And as you continue to settle in, keep kind of zeroing in if there's a particular spot or a particular feeling or sensation that feels most connecting, most grounding or centering. That might be a place where you kind of return to time and again. And you are welcome to stay with that, to linger with that. Or you might, once again, kind of let your senses start to expand to include just the whole feeling of your body now and the shape that you are in. Maybe taking a moment and starting at the top of your head, just sort of scanning your awareness just briefly, just through, just feeling the shape of your body, the space of your body. And any sensations that might have been present there at the surface, just letting them be as they are. And whenever you feel ready, if you wanted to scan once or twice or however many times you'd like, eventually letting yourself return once again to that feeling of support, that feeling of connection beneath you, behind you, around you, and within you. Back to your anchor, and just being with it and breathing with it. And in that same way, just like the sounds, any sensations that might have, popped up into your awareness, letting them be visitors too, just like clouds in the sky passing by, letting them kind of come and go. And buoyed here by your anchor, welcome to stay with it, or you might just take a few moments and let your awareness now flow with your breath, just observing your breath as it naturally is. Nothing to change about it, nothing to fix about it, nothing to do with it. Just simply knowing that you're breathing in and knowing that you're breathing out. And if you'd like, you could even say in your mind, I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. Or you might even prefer a more passive, I'm being breathed in, I'm being breathed out. And as you observe your breath flowing, much like that feeling of support, notice how it's already there and there's nothing you need to do to make it happen. Already there, already within you and a part of you. Already doing what it needs to do to nourish you and fuel you, this breath of yours. And always there to return to anytime you need it. So you can stay with it, or you can once again kind of let that go and let yourself return, dropping back into that feeling of anchor, of support. Like feeling into how that support rises up to meet you and hold you. And feeling free to linger with that and stay with that as long as you'd like and return to it as often as needed. You might give yourself now a purposeful deep belly breath all the way in until you're full. And if you'd like, you could open your mouth and just let it kind of wash out and empty out. And maybe 2 more of those, just going at your own pace, like getting really, really full with your breath. And then from fullness, letting yourself get empty. And last one, just breathing into that sense of stretch and expansion, and then emptying out that release, that letting go. And letting your breath be natural, nothing to do about it or do with it, just letting it flow. You might begin to move your body gently with that flow as you breathe in, letting your shoulders rise up towards your ears. And as you breathe out, letting them just drop down towards the ground. A couple times, perhaps on your own, just exploring, letting your body move with your breath, and your breath move within your body. Going at your own pace. And feeling free to explore, right? Like you're in this conversation with your body and with yourself. So as you move around, you might get a sense, of moving at a different pace, or moving one shoulder at a time, or changing the direction. There's no right or wrong here. And just moving as a means of exploring and connecting and conversing, right? Creating this connection further. And perhaps on your next breath in, you might roll your shoulders up for a moment and just hold them there, kind of squeeze everything you can, and then open your mouth and relax everything that you can. And then let your right ear just dip down towards your right shoulder, letting your neck get a little easy stretch here. And the idea is just to let gravity work with you and for you. So no need to go to the extremes. Just letting your neck just stretch on its own. Letting your shoulder continue to relax down towards the floor. And here, perhaps encouraging your jaw to unhinge, your tongue in your mouth to relax as well. Those inner spaces as well as the exterior ones. You can stay with this, or you might just gently tip your chin down towards that right shoulder as though you were gazing down towards your hip. And if you'd like to, you are welcome to involve your gaze here. You could always let your gaze drop down towards that hip as well for a few breaths. And knowing that when it comes to gaze, it's always up to you, whether eyes are open or closed. And then from here, you might take your chin and tip it upwards towards the ceiling. And there too, if you wanted to involve gaze, you could let your eyes lift up towards the ceiling as well. Just taking in color and texture and light and shadow, shape. And then on your next exhale, perhaps letting your chin kind of roll towards your chest, over to the other side. If you needed a little more movement in between sides, you're always welcome to do that too. And eventually just letting left ear drop down towards left shoulder and letting this side be brand new, exactly as it is. Inviting that gentle stretch assisted by gravity. So nothing to force, nowhere to get to. Encouraging your shoulders to stay melty, all the muscles of your face to relax. Just being here and breathing here. You could stay with this, or you might tip your chin down towards that left shoulder as though you were taking your gaze down towards your left hip. And if you wanted to, you could take your gaze and involve it, just letting your eyes fall down in that way as well, taking in those colors and textures and shapes, and seeing what you see. Whenever you'd like, if you'd like to go in the other direction, you could do that too, just tipping your chin upwards towards the ceiling. And if you wanted, your eyes could lift as well. Just orienting to the space that you are in, orienting to the space that you're in, seeing what you see. Next time you exhale, perhaps just letting your chin roll down towards your chest. You could even go shoulder to shoulder a few times, one side to the other side if it feels good. And then eventually just back into that neutral, just neutral whenever you feel ready. Just taking a moment here and letting yourself reground right in that anchor, right before moving on. Just taking a moment to be right here in this sense of awareness, of connection, of support. And thus letting yourself be supported, be connected. And lingering with your anchor with this feeling of support as long as you'd like, and knowing that you can return to it anytime. When and if you feel ready, if you'd like, you could turn your chin over your right shoulder, like you were peeking past your shoulder, and it's only as far as feels comfortable and no further. And just breathing here, again, encouraging the jaw to relax, the eyes to relax. And just being in the stretch. If you'd like to, you can involve your gaze. You don't have to. It's there if you'd like it. Just gaze would go a little further to the right, stretching the eyes. And again, just orienting into the space as you be here and breathe here. exhale, perhaps, letting yourself return through center. If you wanted to go to the other side, it's waiting for you, just eventually. Chin over left shoulder. And letting this side be brand new, no need for comparison. Just letting it be exactly as it is. Here too, if you wanted to involve your eyes, just taking those eyes just a little further past your left shoulder, never to the point of strain. Just again, just taking in that visual information, visual stimuli. Just seeing the space that you're in. Next time you exhale, perhaps letting your chin return to center after a breath or two. If you wanted to, you could drop back into that feeling of anchor, just returning. Returning to that steady place of support, of connection. And taking a few just breaths, just as you are, in that support, in that connection. And you can stay with that, or you might lift your chin upward, gently towards the ceiling, kind of stretching through the front of your neck for a few breaths. And then perhaps letting your chin drop down towards your chest, stretching through the back of your neck. And if you wanted here, you could involve a little bit of touch. You could take your fingers to the back of your neck, those little ridges on either side, and just drag your fingers up and down or out from center out to the sides, little massages. And you can explore, right, even like the feeling of the back of your neck. You could work from that little ridge at the top of your skull, base of the skull, down into the neck. And just breathing. And then eventually, whenever you feel ready, letting your hands relax back down wherever they want to go, letting yourself return just into that neutral, easy seat. Letting a breath or two return you back home, back into that source, that anchor. Just that feeling of connectivity and support. Just knowing that you are supported, that you are connected. In this moment, nothing more is needed. And just being with that and breathing with that. And staying with and within this sense of connectivity and support, returning as often as you'd like. If you wanted to kind of keep moving your body a wee bit here, you might just start to play with, again, lifting your chin up. And as you lift your chin, letting the rest of your body, the front of your body, lift as well. Just a little stretch through the front of the body. And then when you're ready, tuck your chin and curl your spine back into the pillow, almost like creating a Halloween cat back. And kind of pressing to the pillow. And then as you breathe in, you might lift your chin, let the front of your body just follow that lift. And as you breathe out, curl your chin in, round your spine to press into your pillow. Feel it press into you. Take a few more of these if you'd like. Just on that in-breath, lifting, stretching the front of the body. And on the exhale, concaving, curling in. Few more at your own pace. Explore it. If you wanted to linger in a stretch, if that felt good, you're welcome to go at your own pace. And then just the next time you stretch upward, you might even take your arms upward, kind of reach up. You could hook your fingers and release your thumbs, whatever feels good. Just kind of reaching up, stretching up. And then pick an arm, let one of your arms drop down to your side and kind of lean in that direction. Take a little side stretch. And again, only as far as feels comfortable, only so far that your breath can flow easily. As you stretch here, you're welcome to keep dropping your head. If your neck still needs some release, you're welcome to play with, circling your wrist if you wanted more movement, or opening and closing your fist. Just taking a few wide breaths into the left side of your body. And then just whenever you're ready, going that other way. Anchoring into your supportive hand and stretching up and over. Again, letting this side be different. If you wanted to drop your head, you can. If you wanted to add movement, you can. And then perhaps going at your own pace, take a few. Let yourself kind of flow over to the first side and stretch there. It might be one breath, it might be several. Whenever your body says, ooh, let's go to that other side, then, heed that call and explore the other way. So go at your own pace. And again, it's like this conversation where there's giving and receiving. As your body says, ooh, let's pause and stay, then we pause and stay. When your body says, ooh, let's move the other way, then you move the other way. And then whenever you feel ready to return to that center place, let yourself be returned, relaxing back into the support that is here already with you, beneath you, and behind you, around you, and within you. Just being with it and breathing with it. Maybe one of those clearing deep belly breaths all the way in till you're full, and then out of the mouth, letting it wash out, empty out. And then from here, if you'd like, you could take your hands and bring your fingertips all the way up to your temples and just give your temples a little love, some circles or some presses, whatever comes naturally. Just, again, like tapping into this sense of touch, feeling the warmth beneath your fingertips. You can stay with that, or you could drag your fingers to the corners of your jaw, right in front of your ears where your back of the jaw is. And again, just kind of rubbing, circling, pressing, whatever feels right. And you can stay with that, or you could slide your fingers to the backs of your ears where your ears and skull meet each other, that little tender spot, and maybe give a little press, little circles there too. You can stay with that, or you could slide your fingers down the sides of your neck to your collarbones, just kind of massaging down a couple times, massaging down the neck. And stay with that, or if you'd like, you could take opposite hand to opposite shoulder and just give your shoulders a squeeze, couple squeezes, or kneading your shoulders or massaging your shoulders, whatever you like. You could stay with that, or you could start to knead and massage all the way down your arms, all the way down to your hands. And even when you get to your hands, you might kind of keep squeezing or massaging. And you could do that a few times, from shoulders all the way down the arms. And some people like to drag their hands down. Some people like to walk their hands, squeeze their hands. Go with whatever sensory sensation feels most connecting, most soothing in this moment. I'm still in that conversation. And then having done that, you can stay with that if you'd like to, or if it's starting to feel good, you could just kind of let your arms find a place to relax in your lap. If you wanted to rub on your lap a few times, hands on thighs or knees, you could do that. Just bringing some awareness there. Whenever you're ready, you could take your two hands and bring them together and just start to rub your hands together. Rub your hands. It could be slow rubs. It could be vigorous rubs, gentle rubs, firmer rubs. Just rubbing your hands together and noticing maybe even how that creates warmth. Just that contact, that connection creates heat, energy. You might start to rub just a little bit faster, building that energy, building that heat. And whenever you're ready, take your hands, place them on your eyes. Just let them rest on your eyes. And take a full belly breath all the way in. And then open your mouth and let it out. Let your hands relax wherever they want to go. Let your body relax into that support beneath you, behind you, around you, and within you. Feeling into that sense of connectivity, that anchor, that steadiness. And just here is that reminder, all of this is that reminder of that anchor, that connectivity, that steadiness within. Always available. As you breathe in, just know you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, just know you're breathing out. And just start to let fall away any lingering efforting or doing. Let yourself just kind of melt back into that support. Nothing left to do, nothing left to make happen. Just breath by breath, releasing into the space that you're already in, just as it is, just as you are. Just a few moments to simply be, just to be. And just resting exactly as you are in this time and space and place that you are in. Letting your awareness gently return from wherever it may have journeyed. Just back in. This feeling of you here as you are. Whatever sensory input might be starting to swim into your awareness. Sounds or temperatures, textures, eventually smells, sights, all the things. And then just kind of returning back into, once again, just that feeling of connectivity, that anchor, that support, still here with you and a part of you. Gift yourself with a conscious breath in and a conscious cleansing breath out. And start to invite just exploratory movements in. It might be little movements, fingers, toes, wrists. neck. And then just continuing to move in this embodied way, As you take in more of the space and more of your space, and yet all the while as you return, as you reawaken, remembering to within you that source of connection, that support, still here. Thank you, my friend.